USA Warrior Stories is a not-for-profit organization designed to record, archive, and share videos of veteran stories, to help veterans make a connection with one another and to help us all better understand their sacrifices for our freedoms.
My name is Peterson. I was in the Army from 2004 to 2012. After the planes hit the buildings in New York, I knew when I was 13 I wanted to join the military, so I signed up at 17 as soon as I had the opportunity, and then went over the pond to Iraq in 2008, came home in 2009. I was with a combat aviation brigade while I was in Iraq, so we flew medevacs, gunships, and then taxi cab rides between bases for VIPs. And I was a personal security detail for VIPs, mainly for our chaplain, as we were moving around the country, and we were on about 9 different bases around the country. So that was my work, was assisting him in personal security. So in 2006, 2007, there was a group of people that thought it would make sense to protest Iraq veteran funerals as families were mourning the death of their sons and daughters. Actually, over 100 funerals were protested between 2006 and 2007. And there was this organic movement that rose up of Vietnam veterans who basically, under the banner of never again will we allow our sons and daughters to experience what we experienced when we came home from Vietnam. And so that's where the Patriot Guard Riders was formed, American Legion Riders tapped in, Rolling Thunder, all these incredible patriots began guarding all the welcome homes and funerals for Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. So I came home in 2009. I lost 7 of my guys while I was in combat, definitely had a difficult tour. And the first thing that I saw when I walked off the bus to get to my family was over 100 Vietnam veterans lined up shoulder to shoulder, holding the American flag and guarding my welcome home. And I knew when I saw those men that there were guys standing there that had been shamed, called baby killers, spit on. I had no idea until I got into the depths of this mission just how deep the shaming was of the Vietnam generation. And that was where, God really put this vision in my heart of giving them the biggest, baddest, most patriotic welcome home in American history. So we've been working on this project for about 2 years. And we're at the point now where, Toby Keith, Justin Moore, Craig Morgan, music acts. We've got Governor DeSantis coming, Oliver North, just incredible patriots, Medal of Honor recipient, General Patrick Brady. And the event is going to be live streamed by Fox Nation to the country. And Fox is really getting behind us to push this thing. And that's our goal, is to allow kindness and honor to lead these men and their families into long-term healing. So we've got about 15 partnering organizations that are all a part of the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual follow-up to get veterans and their families into care. And that's really our heart, is to be an outreach so that we can really meet the needs of our heroes. I think something to keep in mind is that, 60 to 70% of those who enter the military enter with physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual abuse. And it's kind of this God-given identity that many of us, for the majority, is that if we aren't protected, if we aren't guarded, and we're assaulted, we want to become protectors. And so you have so many military people that join the military with a lot of trauma before they ever see a day in combat. And that what combat actually does is it throws gasoline on the fire that's already burning of trauma from sexual or emotional or physical abuse. I am one of those 3 as well. And so when I came home from Iraq, it was, about 22, 23 days after, I woke up in the middle of the night from a tremor I was having and a nightmare that I was murdering children with my bare hands, and having full-blown, panic attack, crying out to God, just, angry, confused, all those kinds of things. And that really started this process of trying to understand, am I a monster? Am I an evil person? And how do I deal with these wounds from war, but also from my past before the military? And that's really where Engage Your Destiny, the organization that founded the Heroes Honor Festival, came to be, is how do we engage with military veterans and their families so we can lead them into their destiny? And that's where the programs that we're partnering with, we're an outreach organization. We go and we get the people, and we're good at that, and that's what we stick to. And we've aligned ourselves with several other organizations that hit the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs for PTSD care, so that we can lead folks into those services. And there was a recent Harvard study, I think at the end of 2019, that said if you were a spiritually active person on a weekly basis, where you enter a house of worship and you read, a religious or spiritual text on a regular basis, you are 9 times less likely to commit suicide. So spiritual engagement leads to a lot of freedom and healing, and so that's a big core piece of who we are. Now, I founded Engage Your Destiny in 2016. Founded it in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we've done a lot of our work over the last 6-7 years of going on an active duty basis to do mental, emotional resiliency training, generational training, working between Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, and using that all to tee up, conversations about faith, about spirituality, about our core, our spiritual core, who we are, and then leading folks into programs. So we've been doing that for about 6-7 years, and now that work is really culminating with the Heroes Honor Festival, where we're really trusting it's going to have a great impact. For our Vietnam veterans and their families, the Heroes Honor Festival is going to be the biggest, baddest, most patriotic celebration and welcome home in the history of this country, and we can't wait to see you there.